But that is not the case. No. That is not the case with Jorge Gamebred Masvidal and Colby Covington. As we know, UFC 272, they went toe-to-toe. They had a fight. Covington dominated Masvidal, beat him up for 5 rounds. Got caught near the end of the fight, though. Covington did. That beautiful shot from Masvidal, snapped the neck. Didn't put him down, though. Wasn't enough. And Covington dominated, you know. He was taking him down. He was controlling him, you know. And, yeah, it was a tough night at the office for Masvidal. But there's no shame in that. Covington's a great wrestler. And he came with a better game plan, a better strategy. He's the bigger guy as well. And he beat him. Hey, that's it. That's the game we play. That's what we sign up for. You step in there. You're man enough to step in there, which Masvidal is. He's a true fighter. He'll fight anybody. But you got to be man enough to accept the result as well. You know, and sometimes it's hard, especially when you don't like someone. And to be fair, Covington was talking a lot of shit about his family, about calling him a bad father. So I didn't like that. That is definitely below the belt. But when the fight was over, they did not hug. They did not embrace. And as we saw, the security was in there. They were still talking shit. They were going back and forth. And even though it's been a few weeks now, that has spilled over to Miami. Because last night they were in, what was it called? The Papi Steakhouse. Papi. Hey, Papi. You want to go for a steak? Don't know what that is. But yeah, so they're in Miami. No doubt at a very fancy steakhouse. Never been to Papi Steakhouse. Want to go. It's infamous. Covington's in there with the Nelt Boys, right? So he's hanging out with the Nelt Boys now because he's a big-time star. And who shows up? Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal crashes the party. I wasn't there, but according to MMA Junkie, what I'm reading here, and I did see a video as well online, Covington outside talking to the police. So police were called to the scene. Apparently punches were thrown. It says the initial reports and tweets from Masvidal and managers and a video obtained by TMZ early Tuesday morning showed Covington surrounded by Miami police officers outside the restaurant at 11:30 p.m. where the alleged physical altercation took place. Covington was heard to be saying on video, he's over here swinging, trying to come at me, and I ran out of the back of the room. He's going to get shit for that one. And I ran out the back of the room. However, being the bigger man, not swinging down in a steakhouse. You know, there's steak knives. You don't want to get in a fight in a steakhouse with the steak knives, and of course you're a professional fighter. He said, I ran out the back of the room. Moments later, Covington expresses shock to the social media star and podcast host Bob Menery when he asked, how would he even know that I'm here? You know, I mean, contrary to what Colby Covington says, I do believe that Jorge Masvidal is the king of Miami. So there could be a rat in the building at Papi Steakhouse. They're calling his peeps. They're like, hey, Gamebred, get over here. Your boy's here. So it all kicked off. It all kicked off outside Papi Steakhouse. Never had a problem with Gamebred. This is from Bob Menery. But I'm disappointed, extremely disappointed he decided to handle his ongoing beef that had already been decided in a regulated platform. Okay, so, you know, it just, I mean, who knows what happens, but I believe, and I don't know anything about it, if I'm getting this wrong, Masvidal, if you see this and you're like, what the fuck, Bisping, you don't know what you're talking about. This is my theory. Obviously, I wasn't there. It was very personal, right? And Covington did say some things that shouldn't be said. And I'm not excusing Masvidal's behaviour here, not for 1 second. But if you talk about a man's ex-wife or wife, and as I said on a YouTube video a while ago, even talking about an ex-wife, that's even more explosive. And then you're talking about his skills as a father. You know, you're talking about him being a bad father. You know, that stings. That hurts. That's sticking in the knife and giving it a good old-fashioned twist. I believe in the fight game, there's certain things you shouldn't talk about, you know, and that should be off the table. You know, children should be off the table. However, Covington talked a lot of shit as well, you know, and I like Covington. I did an interview with him for BT Sport and I saw a totally different side. And he was a nice guy. He was a gentleman. He was. And as I say, yeah, and he won't take that shit. And if you say that in the press, okay, you go in there, you fight it on a regulated platform, as Bob Menery says, but Masvidal doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I've got unfinished business. Now, granted, and I get this, and I agree with this. I agree with this. It should be over. It should be. And it would be for me. It would be over. But not everyone's like that. And you talk that kind of shit, Masvidal's going to go out there and continue to come after you until he gets what he wants, until he gets revenge. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not justifying it. I'm just attempting to look into the mindset of Masvidal and try and explain why this happened. Who knows? Maybe I'm way off the mark. Maybe he was just hammered drunk and just thought, fuck this. You know, maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's parts of the story that we're not hearing. I'm assuming there is. You know, we're only getting one side-ish. There's always two sides, and normally the truth kind of lies somewhere in the middle. So who knows? But I would assume that Masvidal's still really pissed off at a lot of the comments. And he saw Covington and couldn't control himself. Maybe he heard he was close by. Who fucking knows? The reality is, though, it was 11:30 at night. Typically 11:30 at night. When you're out and about on the streets of Miami, you're a wee little bit intoxicated.
Are you intoxicated?
Yeah. So anyway, let's see. We're going to have more things unfold, no doubt. Very intriguing.